Hey, good morning. Welcome to another edition of JD Heart of a Lion. My last video was called Swimming Lessons Part 1. This is called Swimming Lessons Part 2. Since I last made my video, I've upgraded my technology a little bit, got a microphone so you guys could hear me a little bit better, got a tripod so the perspective is a little bit better, and I'm also taking the advice of one of my closest friends in the world and trying to be a little bit more natural, let my personality come through a little bit more than I had been in the first few videos I made. For those of you who didn't see Swimming Lessons Part 1, one of the analogies that I like to use for life and for success is a swimming pool analogy. And by that swimming pool analogy, I mean this. You have a low end of the swimming pool, you have a deep end of the swimming pool. Most people spend their time, their life in the low end of the swimming pool. They spend their time around people they're familiar with, environments that they're familiar with, expectations that they're familiar with, and perhaps never really venture out beyond that and see what may be for their life. And that's the deeper end of the pool. Now, there's also the middle ground of the pool, and that's where the most danger lies in a swimming pool of life. The most danger lies there because you don't really want to be in the shallow end, you're afraid of the deep end, but you're stuck in the middle and you're not sure which way to go. And I'm here to tell you this. If you're sitting in the middle right now, you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice to either go back and stay in the shallow end or swim out to the deep end. Now, I'm not knocking the shallow end at all. The shallow end is where most people spend their lives. But if you're comfortable and you're happy and you're living a fulfilled life in the shallow end of the pool with a routine job and just a nice, enjoyable life, then that's fine. But if you're sitting in the middle of the pool and you want to be in the deep end, but you're unsure how to get into the deep end, or you're unsure what may happen if you're in the deep end, I'm here to tell you it's time is now to make a move, swim out to the deep end and find out what you're capable of. Because the greatest tragedy in life is living a life of regret. I'll tell you personally, personal experience, I've started many businesses in my life and not all of them have succeeded. To be very honest with you, most of them don't succeed and don't turn a profit. And they could turn into a mess, to be very, very brutally honest. But those ones that do succeed are what you're striving for. Now, I'm not a gambler by nature, but I am a little adventurous and I want to see what I'm capable of. I don't get into something with the intention of it not working. Everything I put my mind to and effort to, I put my whole heart into, and when it doesn't work out, to be very honest, I am a little shocked because I do go in with an expectation that everything's going to work out, and it doesn't always work out, and that's hurts me. But the greatest thing that I feel, the attribute of swimming out in the deep end, is this. When you're out in the deep end, you're finding out what you're about. You're pushing your strength. And if you're in a swimming pool and you're in the deep end, the water's above your head, you got to constantly be moving your arms to try to stay afloat, keep the water over your head above water. You're always doing that. You're expanding your lungs, you're expanding your muscles. You're in a constant state of trying to survive and push forward. Now, if you do taking that, you spend enough time in the deep end, you swim back into the shallow end, you're going to come back to the shallower end stronger and more resilient than you were when you left. So what I'm saying about that is, think about this. You venture out into the deep end, you never come back the same. Even if you don't succeed, you're never coming back the same. You're a little stronger, your lungs have a little bit more capacity. You have that ability that you didn't have when you swam out. Now, if you want to turn around and really want to see results for your life, you're going to have to swim out to the deep end at some point. You can't spend your entire life in the shallow end and expect a deep end lifestyle. Now, a deep end lifestyle, what is a deep end lifestyle? There is that sense of risk. I'll be the first one to admit it. There is a sense of insecurity. You're unsure of what tomorrow is going to bring. There is a sense of danger. All these things are natural in the deep end of the pool and the deep end of life. You could wake up one morning and your head's below water and you got to swim. You got to keep swimming. But you have to really look at it like, is this what I want for myself? So, to survive the deep end of the pool, you have to do things that most people aren't willing to do. You have to train harder. You have to eat better. You have to think more. You have to study more. You have to be willing to get caught up in less of the BS of life. Leave that to the people living in the shallow end. The shallow end of the pool is for the people posting on Facebook and going to, and they're always on vacations. Who the hell's always on vacation? Tell me. You would think, you go on Facebook, you would think people don't have any problems in the whole world. They're always on vacation. They're always eating at the best restaurants. They're doing all this. Come on, who lives like that? So you turn around, and I don't have time for Facebook. I'm making these videos to try to help people. I don't have time for Facebook. I cut that out of my life. You know why I cut it out of my life? Because I found myself, saying, well, why am I working 100 hours a week and Joe's on vacation all the time? You know what? Who the hell knows what Joe's doing? I don't really care what Joe's doing. Friends, that's the most ridiculous thing ever. Is friends on Facebook is the most ridiculous things ever. These are mild associates at best. Let me tell you something. If I wasn't friends with you in high school, 30 years later, we're probably still not friends. But now we're friends on Facebook. Come on, it doesn't make any sense. But that's for another video. What I'm telling you is think about this whole shallow end of the pool. What are you gaining by staying in the shallow end? Now, you might turn around and say, well, James, I'm in the shallow end, but, I have a good job and, I'm building up a pension. That's fantastic. If that's what you're about, then more power to you. I'm not telling you to swim out to the deep end if you're a shallow end person. I'm not saying there's anything wrong about being a shallow end person. Most of my family, most of my friends are shallow end people. I don't live in this community, or my friends aren't all these, wild entrepreneurs. I'm the only entrepreneur among my friends. I'm the only one willing to take the risks that I take. And I'll tell you what, it's a lifestyle for me, but it's not a lifestyle for everyone. You can't turn around. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. There's an expression I always use. I have a lot of expressions. There's an expression I always use. I wake up in the morning like a lion. Lion wakes up in the morning. If he doesn't kill his dinner, he's not eating. He's going to bed with a hungry belly that night. And that's how you have to think. So next time you're looking at a swim pool, think about it a little different. Think about what I said. And say to yourself, is it time for me to jump into the deep end of the pool or swim out there and see what I'm capable of doing? Even in little bits, a little dabbling in it isn't gonna kill you. But push out there, see what you're capable of. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm trying to do. This is a 10-year plan I'm in. It's not all roses and and rainbows. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to help you guys to be better people through what I'm showing you. So until next time, I have a great video coming up. It's called Sucker at the Table. That's my next video. Get ready to learn a poker lesson from one of the worst poker players that you're ever going to meet. I'll talk to you soon. It's JD, Heart of a Lion. Until next time.